Hello and welcome to an original Retry This production. Today I'll be offering my GML lesson number 10, covering IDs and objects in GML or Game Maker language. And so from now on I'll be doing all my GML lessons in Game Maker 8.0 Pro. It's better for coding and such. So yeah. So in this lesson I'll be covering ID. Now every object has an ID. So for you to understand this, I have to go through a little background about ID. Every object has an ID. Every object that's created in Game Maker for your game. No matter if it's created using the create instance action, if it's put in the room when you're setting up your room, or any other third way I can think of. It has an ID. An ID is just basically an ID instance number, as it's sometimes called by people. I use terms you may see in the future. An instance number. And so an instance number is given to this object. So to best understand instances and IDs, we're going to be creating bullets. Bullets for shooting. And so for this, I created a little bullet. It's a small little ball. And we're going to be shooting the bullets in two different directions. Now, the result of shooting without an ID is very catastrophic. And without using an ID, shooting would be catastrophic. I'll show you what it would look like while shooting with an ID and without, so you can better understand. But for now, let's create the object. So right now, I have a bullet object. Where is it? Here it is. The bullet. All it has is an outside room instance destroy action, so it destroys itself when it hits outside the room. So for every bullet, it has to have its own ID, so that the bullets can be separate from each other and not all connected in the same direction. So right now, let's go to our player object. I'm lazy right now, so I'll just add an event, key press, space. Now, I have two variables. Right equals true and left equals false. Right is when my player is facing right. Left is when my player is facing left. When he's created, he's facing the right direction, so right is equal to true. And for his step event, he has, for a step event, he has all the movements. If he moves left, left is equal to true. If he moves right, right is equal to true, and such. So we're going to use that to help manage the shooting direction. So let's say, now let's create the bullet ID. So we have bullet. Now, we're going to create a variable. Let's call it bullet. To get an ID of a variable, the easiest way to do it, I hate when Game Maker does this. Now, the easiest way to get an ID of a variable is to store it. The ID of an object is to store it in a variable. And so what we're going to do, we're going to get the bullet object's ID by storing it in a variable called bullet. And so we're going to store the create action, whatever you want to call it, the instance create, in a variable, so that the bullet is created and its instance, its ID is also stored in the variable. So we have bullet equals instance underscore create. I'm just going to set some coordinates. I don't really care where it appears next to the player. X plus 32, comma, Y plus 16. Wait, no, parentheses. And so this will, comma, obj underscore bullet, my mistake. And so what this will do is it will store the bullet object's ID in the variable bullet, so we can adjust it when needed. So we have instance create, and it'll create the bullet, and it'll also store the ID in this variable here, so we can adjust it. Now we're going to use our variables that I mentioned earlier, the right variable and the left variable. So we have, let's say, start it off by if right equals true. So if we're facing right, and left equals false, and left equals false, let's put the bracket. Let's pull this down a little. If right equals true and left equals false, we'll say bullet dot speed. No, let's do direction first. Bullet dot direction equals 0. If I haven't explained this before, then we're going to call upon the variable's direction. Since the variable contains the instance create action or code or whatever you want to call it, it'll set the direction for the bullet. And since the bullet variable contains the ID of the bullet object, it'll set the direction for the bullet. 0 is right, for the record. Directions work differently in GameMaker, so 0 is right. 180 is left. So bullet.direction equals 0. Bullet.speed equals 10. And put a bracket, closing bracket. Next, we'll do an else if left equals true and right equals false. Should I put the else there? Oh well, I'll figure it out eventually. I'm apologizing if you hear any noise. There's a motorcycle outside. Else if left equals true and right equals false, we'll say bullet dot direction equals 180, so it goes to the left. Bullet dot speed equals, I apologize for that, bullet dot speed equals 10, so same speed. Then we can do the closing bracket, and we're done. So it'll shoot in 2 different directions. Now this shows you the power of IDs. If we didn't use IDs, and we just made a simple variable, instance create, and obj.bullet equals speed is whatever, it would not work out the way we wanted to. This is the easy way to make bullets. So let me show you what it would look like. Hold on. Okay, my pimped out menu. Look how fly it is. Platformer. Okay, so this is what happens. When I press space, shoot to the left, right, shoots to the right. Well, I didn't make the bullets appear. They appear to the a little off, but like the position they start off in, because I said it there, but oh well. The bullets shoot in 2 different directions. I can shoot in whichever direction I want to shoot into. And the bullets don't switch directions. I was going to show you what it looked like if I did it the wrong way, but I don't have enough time. In this video, I don't have enough time to show you what it would look like without IDs, but I'll try. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Okay, get a quick glimpse. I have enough time. I just typed it up really quick. This is the wrong way to make bullets. Wait, is this the right one? Yeah, this is the wrong way to make bullets. It's the same thing, except I didn't create an ID. I didn't store the ID of the bullet object in a variable. It's the same thing. This is the wrong way. Let me show you what it looks like if I do it this way. Hold on for 1 moment. I just duplicated it and duplicated the player and made a different thingy. Just changed it up a little. There's 2 different players. It's just a duplicate, object 21. So this is what it does. Look, check this out. I turn around, press space. See this? I can create. Then all these variables and all these bullets will go flying back in the other direction too. This is what happens without an ID. Without an ID for each bullet, this is what's going to happen if you try shooting. This is the wrong way to make shooting. Well, this has been an original Retry This production. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe.